Because Justin Bieber is about to spill some serious tea. He's finally calling out Diddy and his buddy EllenDeGeneres for all the shady antics they pulled at those wild Diddy parties. And trust me, the details are downright shocking. We all know Diddy and Ellen love to preach about love and light, acting like the quirkiest duo around. But for someone like Justin, who has a front row seat to their true selves, it's a different story. And he's not the only one with receipts. Diddy's been up to no good for ages, and we all know it. As for Ellen, some fans are still hanging on to that sweet TV host image she crafted. But let's face it, with everything going on around her lately, that illusion has completely shattered. So, was Ellen really in on the drama at Diddy's parties? And why has she stayed silent about it all this time?
Party start, let's say.
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party.
The plot thickens, everyone. Justin Bieber has been dominating the headlines ever since Diddy started facing scrutiny from alleged victims. Many have whispered that Justin could have been one of those young boys Diddy exploited under the guise of helping them kickstart their careers. But hold on, this newfound attention on Justin has fans digging deep and uncovering all sorts of dirty laundry about his rise to fame. Justin hit the spotlight when most of us were just figuring out our first crushes, so he was thrust into a world far too grown up for his age, surrounded by adults eager to take advantage of him. Besides Diddy, another name that keeps popping up in connection with Justin is EllenDeGeneres. What role does she play in all this drama? Diddy was practically a regular on Ellen's show, and they shared plenty of hilarious moments. Ellen would joke with Diddy about his infamous parties and the elusive after parties that everyone talked about but no one seemed to attend. Now, with fresh allegations swirling around Ellen, the rumor mill is suggesting she might have been at those parties all along. All that talk about skipping the after parties sounds a bit like a cover-up, doesn't it? How did Ellen go from being one of TV's most beloved faces to being linked to the sleaziest corners of Hollywood? It's a wild twist that has everyone raising eyebrows. Ellen's rise to fame is almost a fairy tale. She started as a stand-up comic in the 80s, performing in small venues, and quickly caught fire as a standout performer. By 1992, she landed her big break with the sitcom Open House. Though it didn't last long, it showcased her comedic talent, leading to These Friends of Mine, which eventually evolved into the iconic Ellen. What solidified Ellen as America's sweetheart was her groundbreaking moment on The Oprah Winfrey Show in April 1997, when she came out to the world. This was a game-changer for the LGBTQ community, representing a shift in mainstream media toward acceptance. Her sitcom character also came out in that legendary puppy episode, a huge moment for LGBTQ representation. After Ellen, she continued with stand-up but soon landed another sitcom, The Ellen Show, in 2001. By then, she was a household name, making it natural for her to launch The EllenDeGeneres Show. Everything seemed perfect as Ellen hit milestone after milestone, but then things took a serious turn. Buckle up. It's safe to say Ellen has derailed her own legacy with a flood of strange and troubling allegations. Remember when she was that bubbly talk show host, dancing and joking with guests? By 2007, the cracks in her image began to show when a former writer from her sitcom revealed how poorly she treated the staff. This writer claimed Ellen would harshly criticize them behind closed doors while maintaining a picture-perfect smile in public. Talk about a facade crumbling. Despite presenting herself as a kind, neighborly figure, drama hit the fan when whispers began circulating about her true nature off camera. It got messy when Kathy Griffin called her out in her 2016 memoir, sharing some piping hot tea about an encounter with a certain daytime diva. While she kept names out of it, everyone knew who she was side-eyeing Ellen. I'm almost positive a certain beloved daytime talk show host once had me kicked out of a backstage dressing room at the Emmy Awards. I can't prove it, but this person who has short blonde hair has a mean streak that all of Hollywood knows about. Oh, trust me, anyone who's been even slightly tuned into Hollywood gossip knows Kathy wasn't just throwing a little shade at Ellen. It was a full-on attack on Ellen's reputation.
She was furious. She just really was on a rant. Because I had mentioned on your show that, I wish that women would support each other more, in particular super influential few female comics over 50 that are making a living or doing okay. Like, we need to support each other. I expressed that to her, and she was like, I don't have to have anybody on my show I don't like and I don't want. I said, I know. And she kept saying, I don't hate.
Ellen never really shook off those criticisms. As the years went by, More people began coming forward with their own stories about how rude or downright nasty she had been to them. Once the floodgates opened, the internet turned into a full-blown detective squad, digging up old clips of Ellen's interviews with celebrities and pointing out just how off-putting she could be. One moment that had everyone buzzing was a viral clip from a 2008 episode featuring Mariah Carey. In that episode, Ellen practically tried to shove a drink in Mariah's face, all because there were rumors that Mariah might be pregnant, and Ellen was desperate to get her to confirm it right then and there.
The other thing is that people are saying that that you're pregnant. There's rumors.
Don't discuss that.
All right. Well, you don't have to.
No, that's okay. No, honestly,
You don't have to answer. Let's just toast with champagne and decide.
But
if,
they've been saying that since we. I can have some champagne. It's just fattening. So,
you can have champagne.
That's not champagne, because you can't.
No, it
have
is.
that. Is it really?
Yeah. You want to taste it?
I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen.
What? No.
Are you trying?
I'm not going to ask you if you're pregnant or
This
not.
is peer pressure. You see what Ellen is doing? This is peer pressure.
No. Let's toast to you not being pregnant. If you're not pregnant, then
Oh
we should.
my goodness. I can't believe that. Why don't we toast to that? How about to the future?
You can-
And for both of our futures, who knows what they hold?
Who knows? All right, go ahead.
Okay, cheers.
Yes, cheers.
It's too early for me. I only drink it after 3 p.m.
Yeah. You're pregnant. You're pregnant.
At the time, it seemed like no big deal, but looking back, it really highlighted how far Ellen was willing to go to boost her show's ratings. It got even messier, because Mariah hadn't confirmed anything and certainly wasn't in the mood to. She later opened up about how uncomfortable she felt during that episode in a 2020 interview with Vulture, spilling all the tea and saying, "I was extremely uncomfortable with that moment is all I can say, and I really have had a hard time grappling with the aftermath. I wasn't ready to tell anyone because I had a miscarriage." To be real, Ellen had no idea that Mariah was trying to keep things under wraps. But honestly, just looking at Mariah's body language should have clued Ellen in to show some empathy and respect her boundaries. If you want to see how little Ellen cared about others' feelings as long as she got a laugh, let's rewind to her awkward moment with Dakota Johnson. Ellen thought she'd get a good chuckle by calling Dakota out for not inviting her to her birthday party, but Dakota wasn't having it. She flipped the script, straight up saying she did invite Ellen, but guess what? Ellen just didn't show up.
How was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. Last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Well, who
I
doesn't
didn't
want to
even
be
know you-
invited to a party?
Well, I didn't even know you liked me.
Of course I like you. You knew I liked you. You've been on the show many times, and don't I show like? Yeah.
But I did invite you and you didn't come. So,
This time you invited me?
yeah,
Are you sure?
yeah.
How do you know? I don't think so.
Ask everybody. Ask Jonathan, your producer. Who
Okay.
said you were?
I
Yeah,
was
he's right
invited?
there.
Why didn't I go?
I don't know.
Was it, oh yeah, I had that thing. It was probably in Malibu. That's too far for me to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. No, I think I do remember I was invited. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, but I really didn't remember that until.
You could practically see Ellen squirming in her seat, realizing her little joke had backfired spectacularly. Honestly, this seems to be Ellen's whole mo, making her guests squirm for a laugh, as if discomfort equals comedy. Speaking of feuds, who remembers Ellen's rivalry with Wendy Williams? Now that's a juicy story, especially since Wendy also had a very public feud with Diddy. That drama kicked off back in the 90s when insiders claimed Diddy pulled strings to get Wendy fired from her radio gig after she hinted he might be on the down low. They never clicked after that, and when those allegations about Diddy began to surface, Wendy was quick to say she believed every word. Then there was that time Wendy appeared on Ellen's show, and let me tell you, Ellen didn't even bother pretending everything was peachy between them. The whole episode had a super awkward vibe. You could cut the tension with a knife. Even when they talked about Wendy's show getting renewed, Ellen couldn't fake any excitement. It was almost as if she was counting down the minutes until the episode wrapped up.
Talk about the show. You got renewed for 3 more years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I mean, you're an OG in this game. You know what it is.
Yeah, it's
You know.
it's really amazing. I mean, as we know, talk shows come and go. To be able to stay on the air, it's a big deal.
Yeah, well, in 2020, we will be 11 years old.
Yeah.
And there's no rhyme or reason to say that a show is going to last just because you get 1 season. So I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
Wendy couldn't resist cracking a joke about Ellen looking like Justin Bieber. And you know, if the cameras weren't rolling, Ellen would have been ready to throw down with Wendy right then and there.
And some people say that he looks like you. I've heard that. You've never heard that? They say it in a good way. Okay,
What's
fine.
the song? What's the song?
Baby, baby.
Oh,
I forgot the name of the new one.
that's not new.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
What's his new song called? I forget. I know all the words.
Yeah. So,
Sorry.
do I look like Justin Bieber?
No, they have made the equation.
Oh, well,
That's in a good way.
I don't mind that.
He's cute.
He's adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Have you ever noticed how Ellen just can't handle it when people throw shade her way, but she's always quick to roast someone else? It's all giggles and laughs until the tables turn. Right now, she looks like she's ready to unleash her inner beast. And you know who else has that same energy? Diddy. There was this wild moment when Diddy appeared on Jimmy Kimmel's show, and Jimmy asked him about his ex-bodyguard spilling some crazy tea on him. The instant Diddy heard that, his whole vibe shifted. You could practically see the brotherly love mask start to slip off. It's wild because Diddy has a habit of calling out those he thinks are weak. Just think back to that time he was on Ellen's show, and she pulled out a picture of him looking all exposed, going in on him like it was nothing.
Speaking of you in your underwear, let's talk about the paparazzi shot in Bora Bora.
Okay.
So you are obviously in a private bungalow.
Yeah.
And because usually we're all pretty good at spotting paparazzi.
Yeah.
They hide in boats
Yeah.
and pretend to be fishermen,
Yeah.
and we're like,
Yeah.
you're paparazzi. I mean, we're
Yeah.
pretty good at it. How did you not see that there was paparazzi there?
Well, I just didn't see them. I think I wasn't really looking out for them either, so.
Was there a boat? When you think back on it now, can you see where they may have been? Were they
yeah,
in a boat?
yeah, they're definitely in a boat. Yeah.
And how quickly after that was shot did you realize that happened? Did that go on wire right away?
Yeah, it was pretty much like a couple days. It was like a couple days later. Scooter hit me. He was like, "Yo, I hate to tell you this, but penis is on the internet." I was like, "What? How does?" And so then the first thing I saw was like the censored one, and it had like the black thing over it. And I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" Like, I don't know what this is gonna look like, and then it wasn't as like bad as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
And she kept it going even though it was clear Justin was feeling really awkward.
So there's a young woman in the background you can see in the bed.
Yeah, no.
Is that your girlfriend?
No, it's not.
Just a girl that you were in Bora Bora with?
Yeah.
You just brought a friend to Bora Bora?
Yeah.
And you're just naked with your friend?
Why are you putting me on the spot like this? Gosh.
I mean, you can say, why can't you say you're dating somebody?
I'm not dating anyone though.
She's just a friend?
Just a friend.
Wow. I have friends, I've never seen them naked like that. And they don't bring me to Bora Bora.
Stop, you're making me blush, dude.
Is anyone really shocked that Diddy and Ellen vibe so well? I mean, these two practically share a playbook. Diddy has faced plenty of backlash for how he treats women. Misa Hilton, Kim Porter, Cassie, and a whole lineup of others have felt the burn. Right now, Diddy is staring down what could be the juiciest trial Hollywood has seen in ages, all thanks to Cassie's explosive lawsuit. She came out swinging, accusing him of exploiting her and laying hands on her more than once. It's wild.
September 16, 2024, music mogul Sean Diddy Combs was arrested in New York City and charged with trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, and transportation to engage in relations for money. Prosecutors allege Diddy ran a criminal enterprise involving forced labor, kidnapping, and bribery. At the center of it all are so-called freak-offs, orchestrated erotic activities where Diddy allegedly directed men and women in X-rated performances. Many were said to be unknowingly filmed and blackmailed. Purportedly, victims, some underage, were controlled using threats, violence, narcotics, and money. Raids on Diddy's homes uncovered videos, firearms, and curiously, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Combs denies all charges, but if convicted, faces up to life in prison.
We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant.
I hit rock bottom.
Now, while Ellen might not be in the same league as Diddy, at least not that we know of, she's had her own drama involving domestic violence claims. There's been chatter that Ellen is incredibly controlling and possessive when it comes to her wife, Portia de Rossi. Reports suggest that Ellen pushed Portia to abandon her acting career and wanted to micromanage every detail of her life due to her own fears and insecurities. It spiraled so far that Portia reportedly battled an eating disorder for years before finally getting her life back on track. Ellen insists she was clueless about Portia's struggles, claiming she only found out when she read it in Portia's book. When the media dragged Ellen for how she treated Portia, she got a lifeline when Portia released a statement backing her up. But hold up, an insider later spilled the tea, claiming Portia was pressured into that statement out of fear that Ellen might retaliate if she didn't play nice. Now that's some serious drama. Portia has seen Ellen at her worst better than anyone. She understands Ellen's controlling behavior and the cold way she treats people because she's been on the receiving end of herself. One chilling rumor that started circulating about Ellen and Portia during all this was that Portia was genuinely scared for her life because she had some secrets up her sleeve that Ellen didn't want her to uncover. These secrets are rumored to be linked to Ellen's shady ties with Diddy and those wild after parties we've been hearing whispers about. But it doesn't stop at romantic drama. Just like Diddy, Ellen has a reputation for being rude, mean, and downright overbearing with her staff. It's a whole mess. In fact, whispers suggest that her behavior toward her staff played a big role in getting her show canceled back in 2010. BuzzFeed dropped a bombshell report featuring testimonies from 10 former employees of the EllenDeGeneres show, all echoing the same sentiment. They called it a toxic workplace, with Ellen turning a blind eye to the drama, including instances of racism. Former DJ and actor Tony Okungbowa got real on Instagram, sharing that he absolutely felt the toxicity while working there. But hold up, Ellen supposedly treated her home staff even worse than those at the show. That's some serious shade. Her former housekeeper once spilled the tea about how Ellen ran her household like a military-style boot camp, barking orders and tormenting employees over tiny errors and taking pleasure in firing people. Another former staffer talked about how Ellen would lay traps before she left for work, strategically leaning matchsticks behind covered doors and cushions to test if cleaners were dusting every square inch of her mansion. Having that kind of energy to pull stunts like that is a whole other level of unhinged, and you know people were giving Ellen the side eye. But those side eyes quickly turned into full-on cancel vibes when she got tangled up with Diddy and his infamous anything goes parties. Things really took a nosedive when paparazzi caught up with Ellen and started grilling her about those wild gatherings. In the video that blew up online, you could see how jittery she got when asked if she'd ever attended Diddy's crazy parties. She practically sprinted to her car to avoid answering. On the surface, her reaction might seem like she just didn't want to throw Diddy under the bus, which is enough to make her look bad. But if you dig a little deeper, it raises some serious questions. What if she actually knew a lot about those parties and might have even been involved herself? We all know how wild and downright horrific those gatherings could get. It's a whole can of worms.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seemed to show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that? Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I think I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like, what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party. No, it'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry
Word on the street is that there might even be footage of Ellen getting down at Diddy's wild parties, and she could be one of the people from Diddy's inner circle under investigation by the feds. Now, none of this has been confirmed, but insiders say Ellen has been trying to keep a low profile for a while, hoping to dodge any fallout from Diddy's ongoing legal troubles. Even if she somehow manages to escape any official ties to the case, it seems like people will always side-eye her and believe she was a regular at Diddy's infamous gatherings. The rumors just won't quit. One person said, "I think Ellen got off humiliating the women and boys while Diddy was humiliating the women and boys. What a team." Another person said, "One of the scariest things about this is how charming these people are. They can be so likable, so relatable and friendly, but in the end, the devil always comes for his dues." But what do you all think? Did Ellen really get involved in Diddy's parties, or was she just an innocent bystander? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out the next video.